Hamba ngekhe ndahamba noma ungahamba ngeke ndilile ngahamba yo mzuzu umnyemva kwentsimbi yesixhenxe 1 minute after 7. It is time for us to do a radio according to Amanini. We're celebrating women throughout the month of August, and now it's time for us to do that. And also siqaphela into yobana benza ntoni nabantu benza umahluko kumacandelo abakubo. And now uDlwanondlebe ke ebesimthembise lona, she's here, she's beautiful. Nditshilo kuyizolo nqinqoma nomamhle unokucima ndiyamqhatha ingarakandikholelwa ndithi awusemhle uyazazi good morning sincokola naye ke usisivayolet Sinentlahla ndilifakile ke because ligama endilithandayo Sinentlahla kaLupuwana sakhe sive ukuba usuka phi esiphathele ntoni namhlanje. Sine, good morning and thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much. Good morning to your listeners and your viewers. I am blessed to be here. And I'm looking forward to having a great time with you.
Ayicace. Well, Violet Lupuwana ke usuka phaa kwaChumile Holdings. She is a managing director and an award-winning female business ekhoyo apho kwiphondo leMpuma Kapa. So sicinga uba Eastern Cape inabantu nje bawika strong sibahle. Yeah, she's the founder and the owner of a multi-million-dollar transport and logistics company wayibiza ngokuba iChumile Holdings. Kodwa ndifuna umchaza ngokwami, ndifuna uva kuye ukuba ngubani uChumile in less than 30 seconds.
Thank you so much. Uchumile is a transport and logistics company, but I'm sure I'll start with me. Who is Violet? So Violet is the Sotho woman and a proud daughter of the African soil. Otanda abantu, otanda ukushishina, otanda to empower other people. If it were according to me, I would just transform everybody to be an entrepreneur. I'm very passionate about entrepreneurship. My journey in entrepreneurship started when I was young. And I think in primary school already I was been things up a tuck shop, but the things and I say hostel, I'm a crazy anything is a biscuit, but to show that the journey started a long time ago. But I'm a wife, happily married to one husband. I'm even though I'm Sotho and we're blessed with 3 kids.
Sure.
And yes, love business, love life, love traveling. Yo.
Jonga, akho ungayithethanga yonke lento ilapha. Jonga wena xa uthi ukhaleza upitche business yakho umuntu angathi jonga ndiyamsayina lo. Uyigqibile. Akho ungayikhaverishanga within less than 15 seconds. Well, sivile ke ba inkosikazi yasebathenjini ulapha and very passionate. Uyamva njengobetha kolwimi. Masikhaleze ke because ndijonge ixesha ndifuna lishiye tutu Chumile the Holdings masiqale egameni into echumayo esiXhoseni siya understand ke thina ke I'm sure there is a Sotho word for that as well, into echumayo ba into ethathile uba one izisindyebo iyaphuhlisa iyakhula iyazala yenze yonke ngokumuntu kuchume uzifikelele njani kweli gama?
So when I'm an alumni of the Nelson Mandela University, but then it was PE Tech.
Sure.
So
we age yacho.
So at that point, I heard my friend saying we had a friend called Achumile Majija. Maybe most people know him. And then now I had somebody saying, you know what, Achumile is living up to his name.
Sure.
And being a Sotho, I asked them, so what does Achumile mean? And they said, whatever you see happening to his life, because when he finished before even he graduated, he was sought by many companies, the other one buying him from the other at offer stage already. And as a student upcoming on my way to graduation, I thought, oh my gosh, I want that for my life. So being a believer, I'm a Christian woman, believing in speaking what you want to see.
Sure.
And so now I thought, okay, that's a name that I will want. I didn't think whether for my child or for what, but I just love that name since then. And he knows that he's our patronage, that I took the name from him. I thought, okay, they said Achumile means maybe Amatini Achumile.
Yeah.
But in this instance, I'll just drop the A and just stay with the Chumile. So none of my children are Chumile. I'm not Chumile, but since then we've been in business for 12 years now. So my clients are now referring to me as Chumile, which is a name then I adopted because it's still a beautiful name. It
is such a beautiful name, meaning a deep njengobusitsho ndiyayithanda uthetha izinto into existence quickly. Uyenzani uChumile kahle kahle?
Okay, Chumile is a transport and logistics. So we solve problems for factories who need transport for their workers between home and work and back home. So we have 3 divisions under Chumile Holdings, hence the Holdings group name. So we have Chumile Transport Services, Apos Fleet, over 40 taxis that are based in Gqeberha, but we operate national. We are approved and accredited tour operator also.
Nice.
So we do local trips, we service schools, we service factories, we service anybody wanting transportation. So even if maybe abantu bafuna ukuphuma ngemingcwabo ngemisebenzi, so we provide transport services in that regard. Okay. Then we have Tumile Travel and Tours. Oh my gosh. Yes. So that came about because I love traveling. And so I thought, why? And for me, traveling has done so much healing, helped me to find myself. So I thought, why not help people to heal also in this regard? So we have Tumile Travel and Tours. We are a tour operator with our own vehicles. We're also what we call DMC, Destination Marketing Company. So we market South Africa to the globe so that people can come and leave their dollars, their euros, their yens, their dirhams in South Africa. So we do tours, we do transfers, airport transfers, we do transportation of tourists internationally and both local tourists. And then we have Tumile Freight, which is a baby we just launched through it at the peak of COVID. So whereas it's a trucking and logistics company where we transport various commodities. We have from your side tipper trucks to your flat decks to your tot liners, and we in that regard we transport various commodities. So we're a transport and tourism company. Yeah.
I'm assuming you're doing very well.
Yes.
You're doing very well. I'm doing very well.
Unapologetically so.
Yeah, ukuphuma kwi-career yakho as an engineer, uyeke, and everyone, like xa unombuza abantwana bakhulayo, hayi nabantwana bethu bangonjineli, sifuna babe zinjineli, siyabaphusha, but wena uphumile. So wadela yonke into, wazazi uba mna ndifuna phaa, and so sinikile ke-background into yoba into yebusiness into encancileyo, ukhule uyithanda. But ndifuna utshekisha into yoba ii-challenges zikhona nakweyiphi ibhiziness, sikhula sitsiba because kufuneka umile. Ii-challenges because one, le business uyichazayo uyenzayo mostly inabantu abamhlophe and iphinde ibe namadoda. When uyangena utyhala ngesifuba and wafika wakwacaca wazisimenta, izithini imicelimngeni odibene nayo, challenges wadibana nazo kule business ye-logistics?
Thank you so much. So yes, that is correct. And I was actually doing my profile also. I'm speaking at UNISA later on today as well. So I was just reflecting on that being a woman of faith, I've always believed in challenging myself. So you will see from my career, engineering, from there on, dangenes taxini, dangenes trucking, and which are all male dominated, and even more so, even the trucking one, the white male dominated industries. So I'm that kind of person who does not believe in the word impossible. So if somebody says, it's like when I gave my life to the Lord, somebody and somebody said to me, 6 months. And so those kind of words challenge me to, I will prove you wrong. But then over some time, I'm like, okay, I'm no longer doing it to prove them wrong. But for me, the challenge of saying this is the male dominated, I love challenging the status quo, as you see. So going into, moving from transport, which is passenger transport, to road freight and logistics, was quite a great challenge. Because as you know, that most of us who are with our background as Black people, we don't have like 3-5 million lying around somewhere. So it's always been a desire that we've had to say, you know what, we want to grow into the transport and logistics industry. However, then we'd go and approach companies, look for contracts. They tell us, okay, it's fine, you can bid, but then now give us your vehicle documents. So which was the challenge? We're like, okay, but we don't have any trucks. Then you want to go to the bank. So the bank, give me 3 million. I want to buy a truck. And then they say, give me the contract. So you find that it's a chicken and egg situation of, okay, so which one do I get first? How do I actually break into this industry? So when COVID happened, our business was just so blessed. And I call it the grace of God, such that we grew so much in revenue. We grew so much in market share, because one of our customers is Coca-Cola beverages. So they said to us, Violet, there's this certificate. We didn't even know about it. They sent us a certificate called the Essential Service Provider. So they said, now during lockdown, you will need to have this because we will need you to continue to service us. So mentally staff transport until now that's tracking. So, and then now they gave us the certificate. We went to get it. And then from there on, all our other clients now told us, okay, but you need the essential. But at that point, we were prepared for the opportunity. So we made so much revenue during lockdown that it enabled us to buy our first truck cash. So which was, yes. And I think it's something worth applauding. Having walked the journey.
Wow. Cash.
I said to people, guys, I don't know any black woman cash. So that is, for me, as I celebrated, I again say it is the grace of God, because
God is good.
I know the journey of struggling to going to clients, looking for work. They tell you, no, we already have our own people, or bring your truck. But then at that point you're like, but okay, bank, give me money for the truck. So it's always been that chicken and egg, in a very uncomfortable situation. So when that moment came, we thought, okay, here's excess cash that we didn't budget for, we didn't plan for. COVID was a blessing to us. And then we went to buy our first truck cash. So the good thing is, if you're a disciplined businesswoman or business person, you will not now, when you make those millions, or you're taking a Range Rover, there's a time and place for it. There's nothing wrong with taking a Range Rover. But our principle is we want to reinvest. We always reinvest in our business. So then we took the excess cash, went to get our first one. And I remember when I was still shopping around for trucks, even before COVID happened, I got to MAN in Bloemfontein, and this security guard, if no Puma gave one, the was our pinda again, because one truck will buy the other and the other. Yes, such that within a space of 2 years, we've grown our fleet to 14 trucks, which is a miracle on its own. To say, wow, yeah.
God
so
is good,
God has really been so good to us.
Like in fact umntana wam yayibaka and ke ngoku abe esenzela umuntu obaqha izinto onguwe by nature. Yabonakala uba ungumntu obaxayo kwawena. Phulaphula, if you have just joined us, sincokela nosisi wethu kamnandi, uSinentlahla. I'm for la magama.
I love that.
Yeah,
so even with that name, I just before I got married, I said, Lord, because I've always, even from the time of Akumile's name, I said, when I get married, can you just leave them in naming me? And then my sister was a Sinentlahla. I'm like, good.
Yeah.
I okay that name.
Oh, Lhoza. Oh, nice. Wow. That means it's no Hamile, no Sinentlahla. And they are
so blessed.
Wow. Siyayivuyela loo nto leyo, ukubona umuntu happy, ofuna nje, you're just full of life, and ufuna izinto eziphala ezinenkqubela. Bangaba mhlawumbi uyaqala uba nathi inkqubela esincokela naye ke uSinentlahla, uSine Lupuwana. Sithethile ke mhlawumbi ubukele Facebook, uyazibona ke zikhona ke pictures ezimane ke ndisiflight apha ku screen sakho, chumile and iGreenland.
Yes.
Lechaza you know, echumayo, echumayo. So uzawumane ke uzibona ke iifotos ezimane zivela apho. Uyabona nje kuyasetyenzwa the trucks. Wow, sizibona zihamba pha ku-N2 okanye ku-N6 okanye kubani bonke. Okay, and ukhe wasidibana nayo i-challenge yoba kuthiwe once ube trucks, trucking business, logistics nje, one besesithethile into yobana siyibona ngesicinga uba yabantu abamhlophe, and okanye even if nguwe ulapha kukho umntu othi asika, there is a backup yomlungu othile, uyafranta njalo. Singayisusa njani? Because sinale challenge yoba once bengumuntu omnyama who's doing very well, instead of sikuqhwabela izandla, siku encourage and support you, and you know, sizothenga ebhizinesini yakho, sizama ujonga into yobana asika khona umlungu okhoyo.
Yes, and I get not the mlungu part, but and I've had a couple of my drivers say, Mama, you know what, bathi sinenyoka.
Oh, utwele, yes, that's why. Utwele we. Uze nenyoka ngapha wena ngapha eBasuthwini.
So I said to my response to my driver the other day, I said, you know what, don't even fight with them. It's the colonized mind that cannot comprehend that black people, it's okay for black people to prosper. And so even that mindset of Aska, maybe it's still the colonized mind who cannot comprehend that we as black people, we deserve to be rich. I was we are both attending the export symposium. I was with my colleagues from Kenya and also from Ghana yesterday. So and we were just discussing of how just the results of colonialism. So and she was saying, how, if we are such a rich continent, how did we get to be beggars? And I said to her, you know what, it's because they made us believe that we are beggars, but we're not.
We're not.
And I remember one of my mentors, I love Nigeria with all my heart. I go there every year. So one of my mentors was saying, you know what, if we really are inferior, why do they spend so much time telling us, reminding us? Because if you are something, you don't need anybody convincing you that. So the fact that they keep reminding us that we're inferior. It says they too know that we're not inferior.
Sure.
Why are you going to keep reminding somebody why do you even waste your time with somebody who's inferior and invest effort in telling them that they're inferior? So, and I told her, I said, you know what, now that the light is switched on for us, it is our responsibility to decolonize. So in my work as a life coach, that's what I help people to transition, to say, to help people to find their identity as African people and know that we are abundant. We are so rich as African. You know what? In fact, there is so much, there's enough wealth for all of us in this world. So there's not even a need for me to compete with you or to demonetize another truck driver. In fact, what we do in our industry, in the passenger transport, we work so well with our competitors. And even when I teach entrepreneurs, I said, competition is not enemy. Your competitors are your capacity, because like now I have a big transport project. Like yesterday alone, I was doing a transfer in Joburg to Rustenburg, in Durban, yet in Kelabek conference. Why? Because I was able to multiply myself. So whoever is your competitor is, just speaking to entrepreneurs, do not see them as enemy. They just as Lungu word.
So engqondweni sisacinzelekile sicinga sikhululekile, but ngokwasengqondweni yonke nje into sisacinga apha kufutshane, sisacinga into, and ke ngoku kusekude engqinibeni, kusekude apho siyakhona uba ngaba asinakuba this mentality yokucinga ufana uba yonke nje into, yabona. So it's 17 minutes after 7. It is a Relationship Friday, social crossover with me, Lhoza WamaMfene, until 9. Ngokwangoku ke njengoba sisilo sikule nyanga yoomama, sisisimbokodo imbokodo after enye imbokodo sincokola naye ke usisi wethu from Chumile Holdings Pty Ltd. Sizichazile ke divisions ezintathu abajongana nazo kakhulu apha, your transport services, your travel and tours, and nale intsha olusana lwakhe luzalwe ngoku nge-COVID. So nayo le ndiyamoma liyam excite kakhulu lona. Lobona usana oluncinci lusafuna ukunikwa i-gripe water nazo zonke ezaa zinto salinasile. And ungulo sisi ke uxakekileyo. They offer all your transport needs locally and nationally and across the borders. Yes, nguye ke lowo. But unento ementionayo edibana ne-trainings, edibana nothetha, and empowering other women, empowering other entrepreneurs, ingakumbi apha ndifuna ke singene apho phambi kokuba ndimkhulule, ndiyamazi umntu wexesha selebizo. Imbokodo lena, and then uyalifunela gama because mna ndiyiyo I'm very soft. Ngicela my feminine side ikivele ndoyise kuba yimagaiva. Kodwa kubalulekileyo into yobana wakha abantu masize kweli cala the trainings nokuthetha nokuthini ithi into yakho.
Okay, so in fact, when we launched our business, when I left so I call my journey transitioning from profession to purpose. So for me, being in business, empowering people it's a calling that I believe God has given me. I do it with so much ease, with so much grace.
Sure.
So when I launched our company, most of you who have followed my journey, you know that there was Chumile Consulting. So because the question I asked myself when I left, so my last employer was Volkswagen, and then I asked myself, so I said, what do I have? So now that I want to go in business, what do I have? I said, right now, I have my intellectual property, I have my ability as a trainer, as a facilitator, as an assessor, because I want to get that qualification, because it's something that I saw myself gravitating towards. Even as an engineer in the plant, in the factories, I'd find myself spending time with factory workers, educating them, workshopping them, and I realized I'm more alive. I love that more than the automation of robotics and whatnot, and doing time studies. So, and then even while I was still employed, I went to my employers, my bosses, and I said, you know what, I think I want to move to the training department. So I'll just convert that as also the narrative of transitioning from profession to purpose.
Sure.
And so now I kept on asking my bosses, and I remember when I was at one of my previous employers, and my boss said, you know what, no, she went to her boss, and then he came back and said, no, but Violet is an engineer, she'll be compromising her degree. But at that point I had found my purpose.
Yes.
And I said to my boss, I don't care about the degree anymore. I want to do I want to do what I am called to do.
Yes.
So then now and then I moved on to another company in the automotive sector. Then I was in an FMCG sector. And then even there, I went to the training department. I said to the manager, can you please know that I'm a qualified trainer? I love training. Please utilize me. And you know what? I sent an email and then she didn't respond. So now years later, now when I'm a big entrepreneur, they're also now celebrating me. I went back to them and I said, you know what, Liz, when I was still employed, I sent you an email to say, can I please move to the training department? And she was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I'm like, no, don't be apologetic, because had you said yes, I would have probably been stuck here, still being an employee.
Yes.
Whereas my calling was to be an employer, and there's 40 other people and their families that I feed now. So you would have deprived these 40 people.
Man.
So but then now,
in fact,
but then even from when I was at Kulele boarding school, I would take kids and then and just so I've always been a teacher. I'm a nurturer at heart. So others call it, I've got a pastoral calling, but I tell them, hey, I didn't show my limb. So my pastoral calling is doing this. So the motivational speaking, transformational speaking is what I call a ministry for me. So yes, my transport business and the success thereof has given me a platform. Like now, I told you today, I've been invited to go speak at UNISA. I've been invited to go speak at NMMU. So it's Women's Month, and there's been so much invitations. And I found that God had strategically done it so that now that was my vehicle to now penetrate the profession of speaking, and also to enter the corporates, because now before that maybe Zitawa and certain groups, but now because of the journey that I walked, you get called at conferences, you get called of that. So it's something that I'm really passionate about. I am a nurturer, I'm an empowerer as a calling. So it's something that I'll always do. Yeah.
Jonga masiyeke thina sobabini singathetha bekudala well kuyo yonke kodwa okubalulekileyo umphulaphula into yonke kuyo yonke le sesithethile ngale 20 minutes ngofuneka sivalile okubalulekileyo ukuthethe into bana you always mention igama likaThixo, you always your God, always ngoba uyayazi into bana akho ngamandla akho kungamandla akho abe kanti ke ukubeke kule ndawo, and siyambulela ngokuba asebenzise wena ngexesha elinjena apho abantu batyhafayo, abantu banexinezelelo ngokwasengqondweni, mental illness, businesses are not doing well, but wakuthatha wena ukwazi umane ke uyokumane ubavuthulula abantu phakamani. Siyambulela uThixo ngawe, such an inspiration nyani to many women and girls out there. Abanye baqala ukubona namhlanje kodwa I'm sure ikhona into abayicholileyo kuwe njengokuba uthetha nje, you are really a go-getter man wena, ndakuthanda utyhafarized you are a go-getter. Siyambulela kakhulu bawo, and also ndiyafuna nje into yobana ndikunike i-chance siyivale uzotsho ke uba abantu abafuna ukulandela baza kulandela phi na njalo. I think abantu bangafuna mani uzidibanisa nawe. You are full of life. Unalanto ithi iza siyavuya ke uba sibe nabantu afana nawe. Quickly ufumaneka phi and your last words sivale.
Thank you so much. On Instagram, I am at Violet Lupuwana and then numeric 1, Lupuwana and then 1. On Facebook, I am Violet Sinentlahla Lupuwana. And then I do have a Twitter account, but I'm not very active there. But company-wise, yes, I am at Tumile Travel on Facebook. There's at Tumile Transport Services on Facebook. There's Tumile Holdings on LinkedIn. On LinkedIn, I am Violet Sinentlahla Lupuwana as well.
Ayicace so bungabafuna ke ukumlandela uyamlandela ke ngolo hlobo uzawumva ke esenza izinto phaya uxakekile kangomuntu ufumanekayo nam ndibe nje ndincedwe ngubawo ayobani bekanti ke ndizakwazi ke ukumfumana abe kanti ncokola nathi namhlanje. But thank you so much for your time. Thank you for gracing us with your presence this morning. Ujonga wonke umuntu wena osebhizinesini olenini engasikazidibanise nawe just ufuna uthi nje yithi and ungamkhuphi umsekwa logistics, umyeke umuntu enze lento ayenzayo kwesi space sakhe lento ayibizelweyo ngoba uthethile ngento ukulandela ubizwe. And also we know into about their destiny connectors, that people Thixo balungisayo njengawo ba okay wena uzodibana nobani uzawuthi. So ezazinto ngasike siphume siyokwenza lento sibizelweyo kwenza ba singadelay abantwana bakaThixo, right?
And it's important that in business, because you get asked a lot, so Sisi, what kind of business should I do? Nobody can give you one answer to saying logistics or it needs to be customized from what are you passionate about? What is it that you like? What is it that you also understand or are willing to work on?
Sure.
So, but firstly, it's about what is the problem in your society? Identify a challenge, a problem in your society, develop a solution for it, and then such that a solution that people will be prepared to pay for it. So I absolutely discourage, yes, tenderism, it's a way to get there, but don't stay there. Don't be a tenderpreneur.
Yeah.
So it's an opportunity like any other opportunities, because I know so many people who went to be tenderpreneurs. I know a guy who made millions in KZN, who's forever begging me, Sis V, can I please be your driver? Please open a branch in Durban. So I think that is one thing that is killing or killed our people's potential to be entrepreneurs. So if you are a tenderpreneur, or even if you are a entrepreneur, you want to be an entrepreneur, we're living in a country with a fair enough amount of challenges. Look for the challenge. Anything that is a pain to somebody, find a solution that people will be prepared to pay for, and then sell it to the people. But yes, I'm open to having sessions with people. So even through my tours, I've started doing tours where people tour with me. So that's now a platform I've been able to people to come and interact with me, because I got a lot of, because it's really mentor. So I said I want to create a space, and I do small and intimate tours that I go along with them. They come spend time with me. They get to ask me anything. And we're also planning to have women empowerment, or even business breakfast, where people, both men and women, young and old, can come and interact. And then, because you get a lot of, Sylvia, I want to pick on your brain. And I said, to pick on that brain, you got to fuck him and then pick on that brain.
Well, siyabulela kakhulu ngenxa yexesha. Let's leave it there for today. Thank you so much. Siyabulela ukuba ube kanti uzoba nathi ngale ntsasa namhlanje ekuxakekeni konke, undiphe ixesha sincokole nawe nabaphulaphuli nababukeli beKeith Ngesi Radio. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, that's Violet Sinentlahla Lupuwana esuka phaa kwaChumile Holdings. Well, she's a force to be reckoned with. She's that. Uyafuna uba phaa kulaa pipe uphume namanzi akuthathe akuthumelele okanye akhuphele olo lwazi, njengoba sisitsho uba ukhona nangaliphi na ixesha umfuna. Thank you so much mphulaphuli. All right, it's 27 minutes after 7. Keith Ngesi Radio, ahleli noLhoza WamaMfene, umzukulwana kutamkhulu Macule nomakhulu noKhwezi. Let's pay the bills.